Hey guys, it's Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon Build series video. If you hear some weird noises in the background, my cat is currently having a bath, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, today we are working on Tangela. I looked it up before, I'm pretty sure it's Tangela. I looked up a video of pronunciation and it said that way, but if you say it the other way, I do apologize. I'm not going to argue either way. I know some people do argue about, like, it's this or it's that, and I have no idea. It literally could be anything. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe it could just be two things. But, yeah, look, it's a very interesting Pokemon. To me, it looks like a little creature crawled inside of blue spaghetti and is just sitting there, like, covered in blue spaghetti. It's got, like, little orange shoes, I guess. It looks like shoes to me, and then you can just see its little eyes peering through. And when I saw, like, a tangled mess of, to me, what looks like spaghetti, I thought of kids, because who else is going to be covered in spaghetti? The kids. Kids are going to be covered in spaghetti. So I thought, why not build, like, a little playground area where, yes, they get to be messy and have fun, because I can also imagine the only real reason why you would have blue spaghettis if you're being silly and like, playing around with kids and, like, letting them explore and learn and have fun. And so yeah, it ends up being like this playground sort of area. It's not necessarily, I don't know, it's like partially a playground, but also like a play learning area, if that makes any sense. I doubt it does. But we've got this indoor area where your kid can come play inside, and there's games tables, and there's arts and crafts spots, and there's heaps of books, obviously, there, bookshelves, and lots of places to sit and read. So it's just like a fun little area where there's lots of activities. There's all sorts of kids stuff here. I did not know that the marbles, I don't know, like the marbles ring, I guess, you had all these different swatches. How cool are they? I have used them as rugs, but they're actually marble swatches. Like, how, I'm gonna keep rambling about that, but how cool is that? But yeah, like I said, there's many things for different things that your kids can do. Like, if you've got a kid who's more artistic, there's lots of art tables here. If you've got a kid who likes to read, there is more than enough books here for them to read. If you've got a kid who likes to run around and play on jungle gyms or playground equipment or whatever you call it, there's playground equipment outside. If you've got a kid who likes to quietly puzzle with others or play board games with others, it's got a bit of everything. And then yeah, there's a little play place thing and some toy chests, and yeah, it's really interesting to kind of build a place like this, because it's trying to be as inclusive as possible to as many kids as possible. And one thing I didn't even really think about until I did it was, well, until now, I guess, is that this build is completely flat. So if you are in a wheelchair, or if you have a kid in a wheelchair, ease of access, big wide open doors. Yeah, actually the only doors to go in or out of the building, and then yeah, big old archways. So, you know, if you've got a kid who uses a wheelchair, or like I said, if you use a wheelchair, there is definitely more than enough space for you guys to maneuver around here, which I didn't even really think about, but I love that. I love that it is a thing here. I don't know, I feel like a lot of places I know in the real world, that are like kid-oriented spaces, don't really have a lot of space. Like, this, there are playgrounds out there designed specifically for kids in wheelchairs, but yeah, we don't really have like a lot. I mean, walking around my area, yeah, again, there's not really much. I know that there's a library near me, and it has an elevator in it, a lift. So that's absolutely ease of access, like big old machine to move you up and down so you're not stuck at the bottom of the stairs. But yeah, there's not really any like wheelchair friendly playgrounds around where I am. I barely even there's a playground kind of near my house, but it barely qualifies as a playground. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Let me know down below in the comments if you have a wheelchair friendly playground near you and what it's like. I've been to playgrounds that have had the wheelchair-friendly swings where you can wheel a wheelchair up into it and swing on that. But every time I've seen them, they have been locked behind, like, quite honestly locked. So you have to go and get the key, but where do you get the key from? I'm sure there's instructions or, like, a manual, or, like, not a manual, but, like, a sign that said something. But as a kid, I was probably not paying attention to that. But yeah, they're, like, locked behind these gates, and I understand that some people might ruin them and destroy them, but realistically, the people who are going to ruin them and destroy them, a little fence, a little gate is not going to stop them. And I feel like it just, like, it doesn't, like, why would you kind of make it more difficult for wheelchair users to use a swing? I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who are in wheelchairs who definitely want to use a swing. I mean, sometimes when I'm at the park, I use the swing. I'm not a wheelchair user, but I'm also not a child, so, you know, it's not really designed for me, but I enjoy it. It's sometimes just, I don't know, I find it sort of monotonous. It's the same action, you know, you're just swinging your legs back and forth. I do have to sometimes turn my legs to the side so they don't drag along the floor and scuff up my shoes, or the playground itself, but, you know, sometimes just being able to monotonously do the same thing over and over again, it lets my brain think for a little bit. But also, yeah, I'm sure other people do it because it's fun, or it's a little, I don't want to say adrenaline, but, you know, it's a little bit of something that isn't just sitting still. So yeah, like I said before, let me know down below if you have any, like, wheelchair friendly parks, or, like, even, like, theme parks or water parks. I am pretty sure there's a theme park out there where there was a dad who made a water park. I don't know if it was a water park or a theme park, but he made it for people in wheelchairs, and if you were in a wheelchair, you get free entry, which I think is so super cool, because, yeah, you want to make the world as accessible to others as possible, and I like that, I really do. And, you know, sometimes I do try and take into account, I know Sims cannot be disabled, but I do try and take it into account, because, you know, some people like to see, I get a little bit of representation in their builds in the games, so yeah, sometimes I do like to definitely think about it and try and take it into account, and I'm gonna be honest, this time I did not, but it's sort of like, yeah, a little happy accident. If we had wheelchair friendly swings in the game, I'd absolutely be putting one in, but unfortunately we do not, so yeah, I guess it's like, if it's raining and you're in a wheelchair, it's a great place to hang out inside, because there's lots of fun things to do inside as well. And I mean, all the other kids will probably be inside too because it's raining, so you'll have heaps of friends to hang out with too. But anyway, we are pretty much at the end of this video. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. It was nice and simple, nice and fun. You know, just something that, you know, kids can come hang out with and play, and everybody has access to it. It's not locked behind, you know, a gate or a fence or anything like that. But yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, if you've enjoyed this one, make sure to subscribe. I do come out with a new video pretty much every single day, just not the last couple of days of February. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.